And what age do you top them? Are you gonna top them?
We topped them already.
Oh, you did?
We'll top them again this year probably. We can see where we topped it. Like in the, let's see.
So this is gonna be the maximum height where it's at right now?
No, I mean they'll get bigger, but we'll probably keep topping them every year, just trying to like I've been watching videos, and jackfruit you can be pretty aggressive with your pruning.
Okay.
I think it'll produce more. Like Mike McGinnis has, maybe like 15 grafted
Yeah.
as well. His are 4 years old, and they're huge. They're like full tree, but there's not much fruits on them. And he had some fruits this year, but it was like maybe 2 on one tree. I think they're just too crowded. They like to really breathe.
All right.
Especially when they're younger.
Okay.
So, a lot going on here. Yeah, you can see this is what this system does for the ground.
Amazing. I've been this grass for 6 months. Did you hear that?
And I'm really like wowed by how close you planted them.
That's what I'm looking at too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's like it's an intensive system, and we'll see a system that we call the Inga Alley cropping. We'll go there next, and we did it. Maybe I'll wait to share more about that, but it's similar.
Okay.
But this is normally you do the Inga Alley cropping system for crops, not for trees. But we sort of replicated that here. But we'll be more aggressive in chop and dropping. So very soon, once the first rains come back, we're gonna chop all of this down.
Yeah.
Wow. I would love to come back and see it after that. Like, are you planning on chopping these at the base then? Or?
Not the base, but like, you know, here.
Okay. Wow. And then these.
Yeah, we've already been cutting, and they grow back so fast. This variety. Over there, and then you can see this is where we're chopping and dropping.
Yep.
So this is a 1.5 in the ground, year in the ground Champadek from Malaysia, grafted. And so we're feeding the trees still with fertilizer, but we're trying to do it less and less.
And what fertilizer are you using?
We use bokashi. We use either a cow manure or like a sugarcane coffee fertilizer. They sell like they say it's organic, but I don't think the lands where they're growing the sugarcane and coffee are organic. But I think through the process, it might help get any of the chemicals out potentially.
Okay.
We use some of that, and then we use rock phosphate. And then sometimes rock dust, but definitely rock phosphate. It's expensive, but it's recommended twice a year from many, many growers around.
What's phosphate?
Rock phosphate is a organic rock powder that's very, very high in phosphorus.
Okay. All right.
So, yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, Botan de Oro is very, very high, and we're using that as well, but we just want to make sure our trees are getting enough phosphorus and nitrogen, and so we're babying them for sure.
Yeah.
But eventually, the idea to really not feed them maybe after the 3rd or 4th year, and just do chop and drop. So we're sort of like getting them going, and then hopefully the chop and drop systems will take it the rest of the way.
So is the purpose of that for the growth or for the fruiting, like to actually have a healthy tree?
The phosphorus?
Yeah.
Phosphorus for growth. It's for growth.
Okay.
It's very similar to nitrogen, but it has a bit of different hormonal activations. So they're both necessary in different ways, but they're both more for growth of the tree.
Okay.
Yeah, I hear like phosphorus is like really low in a lot of the soil around here, so it's like very important to like get
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, even rock phosphate in your garden beds can be very helpful. They're like 45 mil for one sack. They're expensive, but they go a long way. For one tree like this size, you need about like half a kilo maybe.
Okay.
Wow.
Do you use it on vegetables like kale and?
We haven't been using it so much, just because my priorities are these fruit trees and.
Okay. All right.
I've been, yeah.
All right.
So you said 2 times per year for the rock phosphate on the trees, and you also use bokashi, cow manure, and a coffee sugar cane
Yeah, and it could be,
that somebody else makes.
and it could be any one of those. It doesn't be all of them. Yeah,
Saying, like, those are
things that I'll use throughout the year. And I'll use bokashi mostly on the more like more prized trees. Like this
Okay.
one actually just got bokashi, and this is for me. This is one of our most important trees.
Mhm.
Champadex, grafted, and we paid a good amount for these trees.
Yeah. It's got these little hairs on it.
Yeah.
It looks like a jackfruit, but I haven't seen a jackfruit with the hairs.
Yeah, it's a more bushy type of articarpus, and it's called Champadak Mara, which means red Champadak in Malaysian, and they're red flesh Champadecs that's
Wow.
solely brought from Malaysia.
Okay.
And he has more of these, so if you guys want to get a couple, I can get you in touch.
That would be amazing. Yeah. Is this guy local?
So he has a farm now near Panama border.
Oh
But he delivers all the time. He specializes in durian.
Yeah. I've seen him at the. I know who you're talking about now. Yeah, I saw him at the seed exchange last year.
This is a Champadak.
Okay.
Seedling tree. 1.5 years.
Seedling?
What's that?
You say seedling?
From seed, yeah.
Or from seed?
So we intercrop Champajacks a lot in this area. So intercropping meaning we did 10-meter spacing between our main trees. So there's another main tree over there, this one, and then we did a Champajack 5 meters in between. Eventually, we probably will need to take this tree out in 8 years, but we'll get production for about 5 years.
I love it.
Be able to spread the seeds. And then once these trees take over the canopy, we probably might have to chop this one down or chop it back, but who knows? We'll still see.
Yeah, I love that concept.
Yeah, we want to utilize the space as much as possible, and
So your target trees are 10 meters apart.
And what'd you say?
Target trees
I
are
love that
10
you're
meters
recording
apart.
this.
Oh.
for the most part, like in our jackfruit, this area actually they're 8 meters apart, so it depends on what trees we're planting. This is a pili nut.
A what?
From the Philippines. It's called pili nut.
Pili nut.
It's
Can you spell that?
P-I-L-I. They're in the same family as dabai and safu.
Yeah.
And they're more used for their nut in the Philippines. They're like, yeah, a tropical nut. So very highly recommended to get as many of these as we can growing. They're very rare. You can order pili nuts on Amazon actually. They're supposed to be sprouted but they have salt and all these things. My friend Daniel, do you know Daniel from down in the coast?
I don't think so.
He bought like maybe 10 bags of these pili nuts and tried to sprout them, and he got maybe like 15 out of like 500.
Wow.
From these processed pili nuts. So anyway, these are from those. And yeah.
Interesting.
Is this?
How long will it take for that to produce?
This will probably be another 2 years, 2-3 years,
So 5.
4 to 5 years, yeah.
And you make like butters and just like oils and.
I'm not sure I haven't researched super much the production. I just know in Philippines they eat them. They're like a mixture between a pistachio and a macadamia.
Wow.
They're delicious.
Let's get some of these ASAP.
Yeah.
They're
Like an macadamia style.
yeah. They're very high in fat.
All right.
They're like a mac.
Are they pedali? Is that
They're
the?
pedalized in the same family as Champadak,
All right.
Articarpus
Okay.
family. This is a different family.
Okay.
So we both on the Oro, Guava, both, we kind of did different rows. We like to keep it in rows. It makes it easier for coming through and just chopping.
Nice.
Mhm.
We're getting our first flowers on the Boroho. You guys do you know the Boroho?
No, this is a new plant.
It's the same family as Noni.
Oh wow.
They get about this big.
Okay.
but it's much different than noni. It's very strong, and it takes 2 years to go from this flower to a fruit that you're actually gonna get. They'll fall off the tree when they're ready, and they're like the densest sort of Play-Doh tamarind paste
Oh wow.
with a bit of a funk to it. It's pretty and sour, but it's like you can use it. They use it in juices, smoothies. It's like an aphrodisiac. It's very, very powerful. The amount of nutrients and minerals, because it's 2 years from taking up all this energy, and it's yeah. And you can these grow under crop, so they like a bit of shade, and they don't go too big. You know,
And what was the name of this one?
Borojo.
B-O-L.
Borojo.
Rojo means red.
O
Borojo.
J O.
Borojo.
Yeah, they're nice.
Does anybody
Yeah, I
grow,
like
or
them.
are there any tamarind? Like, is there any tamarind around here?
There is not in this zone.
Okay,
I don't think it grows as well in this area.
so this
The
might
more
be
north.
something that would.
Yeah, this is could be used as a
Because I